Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you guys had an amazing week. I'm really excited later today at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm actually getting on a call with all of the elite take profit traders who actually have 50K accounts. And this is something I actually do completely free for all these people. This is my way of kind of giving back to everyone and, trying to give the best education I possibly can. And then also go ahead and give giveaways. Which I'll actually go over all that stuff here in a second. But I want to dive into the charts here this morning real quick. And I had a one-on-one call yesterday, and I was talking to this gentleman about, over-analysis paralysis. What is that? And the conversation that we had was great. And, this was a lot of things that I used to do when I first started trading. And what I would end up doing is, I like to trade the 1 minute time frame or the 2 minute time frame if we're getting a lot of chop in the market. Well, what does that do? It smooths out the market so you can understand overall directions and trends. Something that we were talking about is, how many times have we said, okay, I need to go to a 15-minute time frame or an hour time frame or a 4-hour time frame. I want to see what the direction is heading on those, and then I'm going to make my decision, and then I'm going to look back at that chart and see if it's all lined up, make sure this EMA is like this, make sure this indicator is that. A lot of times the more and more we try to find, more and more confirmation to say, yes, this is the great spot to enter, we've already missed a lot of opportunities. So I recommended something as simple as, use this strategy that I'm about to go over with. And, if you have your 200 EMA on your chart like this, I want you to be looking for just the green background change to go from one color to another and look to just play those movements. Now, something simple like this, you could say, okay, well, this is when you go long, this is when you go short, this is when you go long, you go short, you go long. Yes, that is true, but if you say overall with your 200 EMA, this is where you can go long, just simply off of the buy signal alone. Buy signal, enter, buy signal, enter, buy signal, enter. Worst case scenario, what I'm looking at is, okay, so if this is our entry, right, I want to be playing this over until what happens? And I want to play this until the background changes over to the opposite color. So you guys know me, I'm a really strong believer in, scalping the market for a quick 10 points, maybe 20 points. Trade with 5 take profit accounts, add that up, get some payouts. Can you make more than 10 points in a day? And is it realistic? It actually is. And today's a really good example of this. Is it going to happen like this every single day? No, but honestly, there's a lot of days that it does happen like this. And this is something you can do. When you're in there, take a look at this profit wave. If you have a strong profit wave like this and your brighter color is on top and the more faint is on the bottom every single time, right? This is where you can hold trades longer. The moment you get out of this, one of two things. I want to show you your entry, your stop loss, and your take profit. All 3 of these. If you guys know this before going into a trade, you're actually trading. You're not just gambling with money, right? So this one here, ideally speaking, take a look. Stop loss right below the candle. Boom, right here. Okay? That's your entry. This is basically like almost a 30 to 40 to 1 reward to risk. You do this until your background changes over. 147 points. Then you wait. You wait for the red. This is the exhaustion. We enter in, stop loss below the candle, end up coming up. First time it changed over in the back, 26 points. Awesome. Right now, background switched over, buy signal, stop loss right below the candle, came up, 69 points. Let's be real. Right now, a little bit less, 50 points. So what did this do? What I'm trying to do for you guys and to understand, the reason why I designed these metrics this way is to take out a lot of complex things that trading has. And to simply put it as, green light go, red light stop. We've always played that, I used to be in like a skating thing called Cal Skate in the area that I'm at. And it was a red light, green light, right? You're on your skates, you have to go and you just go and then stop and then go. And, that's how trading is a lot of times. If you can follow just the green with the green and just understand that, it takes out a lot of emotions too. Because, you're going to get some swings, you're going to get pullbacks, big increases, then come back. Try to eliminate all that. All the over-analysis paralysis. When you're using these metrics, don't add more things onto this. Even if you want to take off this metric here, that's going to show you the 1 minute and the 2 minute. And if this is all bullish, that's where you're just going long. Or if you want to maybe take rid of this, or even go like this is a histogram of literally all of, when this is all green, this is when you go long. Green, long, green, long. You can put this where the money momentum is just like this, and you can keep an eye on that. So the advice that I give to a lot of people here, and what I want you guys to take away from this video, is try to simplify trading as much as possible. It's honestly the one thing that I'm getting comments from the people that are in my elite trading group that I do a free call every first and third Friday of the month, literally later on today. And they say, Justin, I've simplified my trading. I don't take as many trades as I used to in a day. I used to take 5 to 10 trades. Now I only take 1 to 2 trades. But guess what that's done for me? The consistency has gone and skyrocketed. And what happens when you have consistency first and you put money last? Money will always follow. Okay? Never put money first in trading. Always put consistency in a strategy. If you have a strategy that has an exact entry, stop loss, and a take profit, and you do that over and over and over again, that is what successful traders do. The most successful traders that I know say, Justin, trading is boring. And I say, why do you say it's boring? They say it's boring because I do the same thing over and over again. And you know what? It makes me a lot of money. But it's just boring because I know everything I'm looking for and I don't deviate from that at all. So if you guys are still watching this video, I want to show you guys how to get on these free calls. My name is Justin. I'm the founder of Simple Market Metrics and My Future Success. And you guys have seen me on here pass multiple 50K accounts, 150K accounts, go to pro, do withdrawals, everything. I'm here to educate you guys as much as possible. So what I want you guys to do is if you just head over to Take Profit, when you end up going through this and you do the 50K accounts, all you have to do is type in My Future Success in all caps and do apply. A couple things are going to happen. Not only when you do apply are you going to get the absolute rock bottom price, you're also not going to have to pay the activation fee, which is normally $130 when you go to pro right now. In addition, it's going to activate your account. When you end up passing all 5 of your 50K accounts, just like all of these elite members on the call that I'm on today with, shoot me a screenshot, just like Alan did over here, of all your accounts in pro in either an active or pending status. Shoot me an email, I'll add you to the email list, and you will literally get on a call with myself, the founder, every first and third Friday of the month at 2 p.m. PST. Now, what's really cool is this last week, I ended up saying, everyone with their 50K accounts, whoever ends up making the most amount of money, I'm going to go ahead and gift an account away. So what I'm actually doing is I am giving away a 150K test account that is actually active for 60 days. So this is a value set about $720 that you normally have to pay that I'm actually going to be giving away completely free for the top performer just from the last call that I did. And I want this to be on here just so you guys can hear this from my voice. And I will also be announcing that person who ended up doing the best within this group and just root you guys on. I'm here to show you guys that this is very possible. And I want it to be something where if you're new to trading, if you're just getting into this a couple weeks, or if you've been doing this for 10, 20, 30 years, I always say there's always a mentor's mentor. And we can always just keep learning and learning. And that's what I want to do here for you guys. So I'm excited to get on that call later today. If you guys haven't done so, definitely go through Take Profit and use that promo. This is my way of giving back. I do get a little bit of a kickback on it. Thank you guys for using that. But honestly, this is why I know my time is very valuable, but I do this for free because of you guys using that link, and I just really appreciate you guys. So let's get more and more people on this call. I'm excited, but this is literally price action as today. This is actually sitting a little bit higher now, about 71 points. So overall, we're looking at like 150, let's just say 25, and then about 70 right now, just playing this strategy alone from start to finish. So if you guys have any questions, comments, anything, please leave them below. I'm always here to help you guys out with anything that you guys need. But looking forward to that call later today. I'll be sending out an email about an hour beforehand to all those elite members. All right, guys, take care. Have a great weekend.